Everyone, how are you this evening? Hello. Okay, I'll give it some time before I start talking. I am talking already, but I'll give it some time. Hello everyone who's joining us. Let me check. Hello. Yes. Hello. Who's joined us today? It's Friday. Hello, Rochelle. Yay, Rochelle is number one. How are you, Rochelle? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How are you? I hope you're good. Hello, Ngozi. How are you doing? Mofelola, good evening. Laolu, good evening. And thank you for sharing, Laolu. You're fabulous. You didn't even wait for me to say share. Thank you so much. Hello, Shegun Chinwe. How are you? Adeolu. Adela Miss D. How are you? Hello. Hello, guys. Thank you. As you're coming in, please share, please. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. How are you today? It's Friday evening. We started a week ago, and this is exactly 1 week. Hello, Jane. How are you? Good evening. Hello, Michael. How are you today? Chinwe, hello again. Joseph, good evening, Pastor Joseph. How are you? Katrina, how are you, Kate? Miss you today. Really do. Chioma, good evening. Good evening. Thank you guys for sharing. As you're coming in, I can see that you're sharing. Thank you so much. Dee, how are you? Good evening, Dee. How are you today? Good. Thank you for the love, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. How are you guys doing where you are? It's Friday. The weekend is here, so I'm sure that a lot of people are relaxed and happy. So we're going to have a fabulous evening today. Hello, Joyce. How are you doing? Hello. Welcome back to today's episode of DSA Golden Jubilee question time. Yay! Phyllis, good evening. Okay, so guys, please share on your page, and also can you invite people as well? So you share and invite before we get started properly. DSA is here. I'll just send the camera to him so that he can say hello to you guys. So, sir.
Bless you.
Thank you. That. That's so cool. Hello, Alice. How are you? Adewale, how are you? Julie, how are you? Solace Bliss, good evening. MJ, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. Yesterday, so let me do a quick recap of what we finished off with yesterday. Yesterday's evening, we had a question about why Dr. Sandey is just honoring a single race, because he spoke about his book, his Golden Jubilee, and the things that he is going to do in terms of writing the topics or the areas that he's going to publish, launch a book about. And the areas were his family, the family that raised him in Africa. Secondly, Nigeria, the country. Then the body of Christ, Africa as a continent, and the black race, and then the world. So he's going to launch 50 books by the time 28th of May comes. And of that book, he's going to have books that honor these areas. So he spoke about it and explained to the person that asked the question that why honor a single race. He gave a really compelling answer as usual. So if you weren't with us yesterday, please go back and watch the video yesterday. You will learn a lot, not just about what I've just summarized, but about other things that we discussed. And he gave us clear understanding on. We even talked about bedroom. Guys, bedroom. So check it out. You will like it, and share it as you do. Hussein, good evening. Anastasia, Queen Anastasia, good evening. Amy good evening. Sonny Shoniron Olayemi, good evening. Deborah Cole, good evening, ma. How are you? Gift, blessing, good evening, good evening, good evening, guys. Thank you so much for joining and thank you for sharing, everybody. Thank you so much. So we're going to get started today. Guys, please put your question in the comment section so that we could answer those questions for you and by putting it forward to Dr. Sandey. And remember, as you're writing your question, put Q, then this colon and your question. So Q, colon, and then your question. Please do that as you put that your question in the comment section. Thank you so much. MJ saying, greeting my amazing mentor, DSA teacher and coach. God bless you. Thank you very much, MJ. He's hearing you. He's hearing me as I'm reading out your comment. Thank you. Hello, DSA and beautiful family. Oriyomi said that. Thank you very much. So thank you very much, everybody. Your hairstyle and color, very nice. Thank you, Hussein. Thank you very much. So let's get started. Yanu, good evening. How are you? Innocent, hello, good evening. Bonsoir, everybody. Yes, that's from Innocent. Hello, Ola Martin, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so let's get started. We don't have much time. It's only an hour and the time is fast approaching. So let's get started. We have a question today. I'm going to continue on the couple area. So here it says, what is the approach to a couple who have separated a few times and it's becoming obvious that their hearts are no longer together, which is beginning to cause either of both parties to have health problems and other issues? I know this is not pertaining straight to you, sir, but I think this person raised it because of the bedroom account that you gave. Maybe that's why. So just want to get that out of the way, so if you don't mind answering. So the question is, what is the approach to a couple who have separated a few times and it's becoming obvious that their hearts are no longer together, which is beginning to cause either or both parties to have problems with their health?
It's very simple. Very simple. Two cannot go together if they don't agree. So if two people are fighting and they are killing each other, definitely the fact that you are married doesn't mean that you lose your power of choice. It doesn't mean that you lose your willpower. So if people cannot live together, the Bible says the two cannot go together unless they agree. So if they cannot agree to live together, they have to separate. Now, I'm sure the reason why people are not considering that is because the Bible says God is against divorce. God hates divorce. But they don't have to be divorced, but they could be separated. But instead of them to live, because can you imagine two people that cannot live together, they hate each other, or they are, fighting all the time? By them living together, they actually stand a chance of going to hell, because they are not giving themselves the room to forgive each other. And if you die, any one of them dies like that in a situation of unforgiveness, but just because they want to live together to say, oh, we are not divorced, they will push themselves into hell. Because when they die in that kind of state of mind, then they are going to hell. It's better for them to be separated so that they could forgive each other and, let it go and release it and be at peace with God and at peace with each other, so that at least they will be able to make heaven, than to say they must live together. But they are living together with animosity, and that is what takes people to hell.
Whoa. Look at that very common sense approach. I have heard this so many times, and I'm sure that you guys have as well, where God hates divorce. But we also forget that God hates other things. He hates lying, he hates animosity, he hates pretentious people. He hates so many things that we do in order to stay together in marriage. And we overlook that, but we keep saying that God hates divorce. And I believe that you heard from what Dr. Sandey has said now, that even if you don't divorce, but don't live together in sin, because that absolutely makes sense. Somebody that you don't love, you don't want to be with them, you can't live with them. So it's better to stay away from them, and then maybe, that will give you fresh air or a gap to think and be able to forgive them, or not continue to pile up the hatred while you're living together. It's so amazing. I know, Dr. Sandey easily just put things that people ponders about. I can't believe it. I know this question is not actually related to him as an individual, but he's answered it so well and so quickly. So guys, can you send in your questions that are related to Dr. Sandey? And this person, I just dropped your question there because we spoke about relationship yesterday. And I was going to ask that yesterday, but I didn't. So I put it as the first one today. So guys, let's go. Send your questions. So remember, write Q and then colon and your question, please. Thank you. So, let's see. There's a question here that says, why do you not use rings? You don't use ring. Okay. So this person is asking.
It's not only rings that I don't use. You see, I don't use, can you see my hand? I don't use wristwatch. I don't use rings like this. I don't use chain. I don't use any of those things. I don't use rings. I used to use rings, but I just discovered that I have 2 wedding rings. I have wedding rings in the house, but each time I go to the restroom and I need to wash my hands, I will have to take the soap. And when I take the soap, I have to take it off all the time, or the soap is hanging there, all kind of. Then when I want to bath, we just eating, it's just not for, it's just not for me. I am married in my heart. I love my wife. I do what I need to do. I appreciate her, and then removing it 10 times a day when you go to sleep, wake up and then put it. I just got tired of it. So I'm just a practical person. It's not practical for me. The same thing with the wristwatch. It's not practical for me. Removing it, water, all those things. I don't have time. I want to do things that are productive, that are expedient, that are, result-oriented, that are enhancing my life, nothing that are hampering me just because of tradition. Oh, what will people say if they don't see your ring? Oh, what will people say if they, and then each time I fast, it falls off because I lose weight. Then this time I put on weight and it's too big and I want to remove it. I just have too much trouble with those rings and stuff, and I remove them. I'm not interested. I'm interested just in result. Yeah. So that's why I'm not having rings or chains or wristwatches.
Right. So how do Pastor Bosse feels about this? Because, you're married to her and traditionally people wear ring. I know you're not into tradition, but I'm sure other people are thinking that it's not just about you because you said I. So how does Pastor Bosse feels about this?
We were never having an agreement with Pastor Bosse that I was going to wear the ring. No agreement like that. The ring is about, if anybody makes a big deal or makes noise or causes strife because you don't wear a ring, it just shows that you have a bigger problem than the ring. It shows that you have a problem of trust in your relationship. But if you don't have the problem of trust, if you trust each other, the issue of ring doesn't even arise at all.
Well, look at that. Again, it's simple. First of all, there's no dogma. He doesn't fall for this tradition or what people would say. He just wants to get on with his life, get on with the things that he needs to do without worrying about ring and all the challenges of all these juries. So he's creating his own world. As you already know, it's nothing new to you. Dr. Sandey creates his own reality and it doesn't go by dogma. So whatever the tradition says or whatever the world says that needs to be done, it doesn't necessarily go by it. It goes by what is right for him and what God says. So in that respect, ring, that's why he's not wearing ring, and that's why he doesn't wear ring. And secondly, the fact that Pastor Bosse actually haven't said anything about it, it shows that there is trust, and he said also that if somebody is worried about you not wearing ring, there's a bigger issue than the ring, which it makes sense. Can you believe it? It makes total sense. Not that I was expecting anything less. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sending your question. Please keep them coming as I ask these ones that are here. So, this question says, Oh, this is not about you, but it says, how are you? I think this has got to do with the Nigerian Transformation Project, but it says, how are you impacting the French-speaking country, especially the African ones?
I don't even know what I'm impacting, what I'm not impacting. I am just here doing what I can do from where I am. Let God do the rest. Let the Holy Spirit do the rest. And people who are interested. So if you are interested in me imparting the French world, do something about it. I know Erica in Cameroon who wants to do something about that, who is translating my books to French, and some of my messages to French. So, anybody that is interested in French-speaking world, let them do something about it. It's not my problem. I'm releasing everything. Let other people take it from there.
Interesting. Hey guys, that's an opportunity there, wide open. If anybody is there that is a French speaker or is in one of the African French-speaking country, that's an open door of an opportunity, which is that he's impacting his world. You're hearing him now, so you can take the step to extend the impact. So if there's anything that you want to do, or you have any suggestion, any ideas, put it together for the French-speaking African countries. So go ahead and take the cue right now, take the step. So there you go, impact your world. It doesn't have to be Dr. Sandey that does it individually, but the impact that is putting through you, you can extend that to those countries. Yeah? So I hope that's cool with you. Another question, sir. This is an interesting one, which says, what do you miss most about being young? Given that your age now, what do you miss?
Let me see if I have any way to express what I miss.
This is going to be interesting.
About being young.
Going into his iPad.
I want to believe that I'm in my heart. Yeah. That's what I want to believe. I want to believe that I'm still young.
Okay.
But because I know the figures, I know that I'm 50 this year by the number. And I also happen to have some of the pictures of how I used to look when I was in my 20s. So I will show you what I miss most about being young. This is what I miss most about being young.
Ooh.
I hope you'll be able to get it.
Woo-hoo. I can get it. I see it. Can you guys see it? They see it because I'm seeing what they see. Guys, can you see it properly?
What I miss most about being young. Okay, let me show you another one of what I miss most about being young.
Yes, I can see it.
This is what I miss.
Oh,
most
somebody
about
said
being young.
Closer, please. They want it closer.
That's what I told you, that what would they see? That's what
they can see, but they want it closer. I think
that's what it meant by close.
Okay, let me hold it for you, sir.
You have to make sure that it's visible fully. It's too close.
Can you see, guys? Yes, that's what it misses.
That is one.
Yeah.
Let me show the first one again there.
That's it.
Now there is another one. Show them what I miss about being young.
Look at this one. Can you believe? This is Dr. Sandey. Look at that. Oh my God, someone said, oh. Wow. Wow, CDSA, oh. CDSA. Admire, please, DSA volume. Okay, I'll do that. Can you show the first one again, please? Okay. The one with the muscle.
What I miss most about being young.
Look at that. Look at that. There's a lot of laughter. Whoa. Guys, look at that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So what is that? It means the youth, the athleticism, the youth, and the dynamism. So I'll probably say that is what I miss most about being young. Well, let me keep on showing them some things.
Oh, somebody says Iron Man.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Take it now.
Okay. Who is this? Wow. I think this one is my favorite. Like, really young you. Can you see, guys? Wow. Oh, my God. Ha, ha, ha. I'm a ginger. Can you believe that? So, I can't believe it.
That's what I miss most about being young. If that's what you are interested in.
Yes, yes, yes. Have you got any more, sir?
Yeah.
More coming, guys.
What I miss most about being young.
Look at this one. Wow, guys. So you were wearing glasses at some point?
Just for fun.
Oh, just for fun.
So if you want to know what I miss most about being young,
Yes.
that's what you are seeing right there. Those are the things that I miss most about athleticism, youth.
Youthfulness.
Athleticism, youth.
Ooh.
Athleticism.
Look at this one. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. He looks really young, somebody's saying. No wonder DSA has so many girlfriends. A commended glass. Somebody said, so, you know, a commended glass. You know, you go recommended glass. Boy, yo, boy. Somebody say, boy, yo, boy.
That is what I miss most about being young.
Oh, look at this one. He looks shy and wow. Wow, wow, wow. I like this one as well. Oh. So, have you had a good look, ladies? And some gentlemen?
So, what else do you want?
So,
That's it, what I miss most about being your answer. Right?
yes, yes. The answer is it misses your youthfulness. Muscle, you know, it misses that. So, can I say you miss your face? Is there anything else, sir?
Nope.
Nope. That's the first. He doesn't miss anything else other than his physical appearance. I don't know why I think about that right now. I don't know what I was expecting. He said, interesting. That's quite interesting.
What?
Nothing, that you don't miss anything other than your physical appearance.
Not
And
physical appearance. I'm not saying physical appearance. That was not what I said.
well, that's what I see.
That's what you say, but
Yes.
that's not what I
You see, sir.
I said the athleticism,
Okay.
the dynamism, and the youthfulness. So I didn't say physical appearance.
It's the same thing, sir.
Okay, that's for you.
He didn't say his physical appearance. That's me, because that's what I see. But he says is the athleticism. There is dynamism. Being dynamic. Don't let me go into my. So he misses that. But I can't see that. All I see is hot boy, physical. That's all I see. Sorry, sir. That's all I see. And I'm sure that's what you guys see as well. So who you got to say? Oh, so bless Pastor Buster, somebody is saying. Because of that.
But Pastor Bossa is the one who made me to stop doing it. Is the one who made me to stop building muscles because she didn't like it when we met.
Oh.
And she told me to stop it. She didn't want the muscles. I think it communicates more of physical strength, like frightening to her, like threat. So she would rather just have me without the muscles. And that's why I stopped. I stopped doing the sports because of her.
Oh. It's interesting. Most ladies like guys with muscle. Well, I guess Pastor Bossa is not like most ladies. So that's another thing that's peculiar about her. You know, she says, stop that, put it away. I just want a normal man. That's really interesting. That's interesting. Yes, I wish she was here right now. I want to ask her about that. Because most ladies, as you know, ladies, am I right? It's like you want the guy with the muscle and all that, and she's like, cut it out. Yeah, that's interesting. I will ask her that one day. Maybe I might do it live. If I don't, I will ask her, I'll remember. Okay? All right, another question time is, it says, this is interesting, but it's not about you particularly, but I can understand why this person is asking this question. The person says, sir, how do you honor parents when your views are in opposition to theirs? Person to ask this question.
I have a whole teaching, a whole series on that. I hope I will be able to do it one day. How do you honor parents or leaders that you think don't deserve honor? It's simple. By loving God. And by knowing that it's not between you and those parents. It's between you and God. It's about you being obedient to God. And if you love God, you will love people. You cannot love God without loving people. You don't have to obey them or do what they say, but you still have to honor them.
Oh, wow. This is just so well put.
The Bible didn't say honor only the parents that do everything right. The Bible didn't say to honor only them when they do things right. It just said to honor your parents nevertheless. It doesn't matter how they're either the good ones or they're the bad ones, or they're doing things wrong or they're right, doing things right. You just need to obey God. It's about you and God. It's not about you and your parents.
That's interesting. But I think in terms of like, how do you honor them? I mean, it's not, I know that we have to honor them now, but it's really difficult to honor somebody that you don't agree with, especially when they want you to do something. So how do you do it, even though it's something that's contrary to you? Do you go ahead and do what they say in terms of honoring? Because we honor people by doing what they ask us to do or agreeing with them. So yes, we will honor them, but how? Like their way to do it, especially.
You have to agree. If you are married or you are single, you have to agree with yourself or with your partner or your husband and wife that you will be giving a percentage of your income to them on a monthly basis. You own that to them because they didn't just give you life physically. When I talk about parents, I'm not talking about the person who gave birth to you physically. I'm talking about people, the person who raised you up, who helped you to become who you are today. So I'm talking about who contributed to who you are, to your development. So you have to, think of, at least money is the simplest way to express your gratitude. Money is the simplest way to appreciate them. But apart from money, you also have to listen. You have to, show them reverence and respect in, visiting them maybe once in a while when you agree, sending them greetings, good wishes. But that doesn't mean they interfere in your life, or you have to do what they tell you to do because you are now an adult. You still have to take your own decisions. But when it comes to honor, even if they have their opinion that is totally contradictory to yours, go ahead and still respect them, listen to them to the end, with honor, you could tell them no or why you will not do it, but it shouldn't affect your respect and honor for them nevertheless.
Thank you. So there you have it. You still have to respect your parents if you don't agree with them or they don't agree with you. And financially support them, agree with your spouse, and support them. And thirdly, you don't actually have to do what they want you to do because you're an adult. You can make your own decision, but you have to respect them. So honoring them is not necessarily doing what they said that you should do, especially if you can think and you know that this is not what you want. So, and also, finally, your parents is not necessarily the one that gave birth to you, but the one that raised you and contributed to your life. So that's important as well. So it's not because they gave birth to you that they're your parents, but because they look after you. So there you go with that. I don't think we can expand that any further. So let's go to the next question. And the question is, who is your DSA? The person says, who is DSA's main mentor? How do you approach your mentor if you disagree with them? So there are two questions in one there.
Okay. If you know my history, you will know that God has raised me up in a very unique way. I was born again by watching one of the pastors in Nigeria on television. I gave my life on TV. Then I attended that church in Nigeria for 6 months only. And not, I attended the branch of the church in another state. And so I never got to know the headquarters or the pastor, the senior pastor, but I left the country in 6 months' time. So I was only a believer in Nigeria, in Africa for 6 months only. I was never even a church member because while I was in Nigeria, I wanted to become the church member of that church. I was not qualified to become a church member because I was a new convert and all that, all kind of things. So I couldn't become a church member there. I couldn't even become an usher there. There was an history connected to that. But I think God did that. So when now I was in this former Soviet Union and I was communicating with an American ministry, Kenneth Hagin Ministries, and Kenneth Hagin Sr. was writing me, I wanted to go there to study, to do Rhema Bible School. But God told me that no, there are different ways that he uses to raise up his generals. And whenever he wants to do something new, that he raises his own general in a way that is unique and genuine to him. He said some people, he raises them up in local churches. But that would not happen with me because there was no church in the former Soviet Union. So others, he raises them up under a mentor. So it's not a one-way thing. There are some people God will raise up in local churches, but maybe not directly under the tutelage of one particular mentor. Then he said there are some he raises up with mentors, not just in a local church, but with a mentor that will be able to give them instruction. So there are different ways and different means. You cannot just put God in a box. And then he says there are some others that he raises up through Bible schools, colleges, seminaries. But then there are some others. What he told me is that, but when I want to do something unique with my servants, and I don't want them to be polluted, that thing that I want to do, I don't want it to be polluted. I take my servants to the wilderness and raise them at the back of the wilderness, just like with Moses, just like with Joshua. Moses especially, John the Baptist, and Elijah, even with Jesus himself, like Paul. He took all these people to the wilderness and he trained them there. So God told me, in your own case, you will not go to that Bible school. And you don't have a church. You don't have a local pastor, no mentor. So I'm going to raise you up myself because the message I will be giving you, that time I didn't understand this, now I understand. The message I will be giving you, it will be so unique, I don't want it to be polluted by man, by any doctrine of man. So I have to take you away from the crowd, from the local church, from the mentors from the Bible schools and take you to the backyard of communism and raise you up in the wilderness of Russian communism so that you have a distinctive voice. Can you imagine if I had been subjected and submitted to the rule of how things have been done? You won't have the same DSA that you are having today.
Wow. That's just an eye-opener of an answer, because I know, and I've heard so many times of other pastors when they talk about pastors that don't have mentors, and if they don't have mentors, then it's not good. It's like not having a father. How can you be born without a father and all that? And this explanation from DSA is another eye-opener, because I have actually judged and also dismissed people when, I think they don't have a mentor. But you cannot box God. Like DSA just said, you can't box God. He's unique, and he raised him up in a very unique way. So that's really interesting. I'm grateful for that response. It's an eye-opener for me. So I hope you guys also feel the same. So let's see. Faith says religion suppression. Yes, I think this is in relation to the answer you've just given, sir. Let's look. I'm just trying to read some comments, guys. Rochelle says, wow, we're so thankful. I tell you. Okay, I will do. Okay, they want more volume, sir. So I think you and I have to give them the volume.
Then you have to probably move closer to me.
This person, Phyllis, says, my heart's desire is to love as you have thought and reflected. I have tears. That's very touchy. Phyllis. A pastor just said amen. Dr. Sandey just said amen, Phyllis. DSA, please, how about this? Okay. There's a question here, sir, and I think we should answer it because this person is put it up twice. She said that how about those parents who actually gave birth to you and didn't care for you at all? How about them?
You move that person to me?
Sure.
In my own situation, my mother gave birth to me, but she was not there for me. It was my grandmother that was there for me. So my grandmother, she's my mother, she's my father, she's the only parent I know. I love her to death, and I'm ready to do everything for her or anything for her. But with my mother, I didn't even have any feeling for her. Just like any other woman that goes in the street, I didn't even, no feelings at all. But since I now have discovered that she's my mother, so what I did was that since God has blessed me and raised me up, I just did the same thing. I was giving her financial help. I was sustaining her because she was married to another man. So I didn't, so I was sustaining her husband. Then she had my siblings from the other marriage. So I'm taking care of all of them, and doing just like I would do to my real parents. But I didn't have the heart. There is no affection, and that's the greatest loss. To have the affection is much more powerful than to give the money. But I would have liked to do that with the money, with the heart and the affection. But there's nothing I could do about it because it was not there. I was not there. I love her just like I would love you or any other person. No mother-son kind of affection. But I will still take care of her and do all the things I need to do. Honor her.
It's hard to hear you say that you didn't have affection for her, because even for us, I feel like you do have affection for us. You care for everybody.
Yeah, I'm talking about affection of mother-son with the one I have for my grandmother. I'm saying, there is something you have. There's a connection you have with your parents, which is totally different from what you have with that I have, for example, with my wife, or that I have with my children, or that I have with all of you. There is something you're supposed to have. Okay. Something of, native, something natural that you are husband, they are your children, they are your mother. There's something different there. That's maybe the word affection is not the right word, but connection kind of. Okay, that's what I meant.
Thank you. Guys, there you go. So with the person that asked that question is that you still need to take care of the person. You still need to look after them and make sure that you respect them, you honor them in a way that you can, you know. So, but you don't have to force anything. Just do the right thing by them. Even if you see a stranger, yeah, and it absolutely makes sense. If you see a stranger that is in need, you would help a stranger, as God says we should love each other. So in any case, regardless if they took care of you or not, you still have to respect them, help them if you can, and in ways that you can. Okay, so Dr. Sandey is a perfect person to answer this, and you know, it gives it 360 degrees answer. There you go. Okay, let's ask the next question. It's this question, sir, is not particularly about you, but I hope you don't mind. That says, what is your advice to a person or a woman who have been hurt and hates to be showed love because of how badly they have been hurt? They have their partners, but are so much afraid of "I love you." I thought I should ask you this question, even though again, because you've experienced all these kind of things in terms of, you know, rejection. And I think that's why this person feels comfortable. I think I'm trying to represent you as well as I can. So, sir, would you be able to answer that question?
It's a question.
Okay, let me rephrase. The person has been hurt in the past, and because of that past hurt, they find it difficult to love, even though they have a partner and they don't like to hear "I love you."
Yeah, I think first of all, person has been hurt in the past, and as a result of that, you don't want or you don't like to hear the word "I love you." Then I wonder why the person should have a partner or a husband, because it's not going to be fear towards that other person. So you are now allowing your past, and because of your hurt, it's also egocentrism. You are allowing your own selfishness, your own selfish pain, your own personal pain, to now deprive another person of what he deserves. And he deserves to be loved, and he deserves to also be able to express his love to you. So if I were you and I was hurt in the past, and I know that it's possible, and men hurt women a lot, and if you are really sincere, and if you really want to be sincere with yourself to the end, you have to say, I don't like hearing this word "I love you." I've been hurt so much in the past, and so I will not tolerate any other person in my life. It will be fear, because if I tolerate another person in my life, I will not be able to be totally myself and to totally give to that person what he deserves to have. And I will not even be able to give him the opportunity and the freedom to even love me and express to me his love the way I would have desired. So if you truly don't like that word "I love you," then you should have just locked it up, shut it down, shut that aspect of your life down, and don't enter into another relationship. Otherwise, you are bringing hurt to another person, which is the same hurt that you don't want to express yourself, and you don't want to experience yourself.
OMG. I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting sympathy for the person that has been hurt. And it makes so much sense. Look at that. You don't want to be hurt. You've been hurt in the past, but you're in a relationship and you're not allowing that person, or you don't want to hear the person express what normal relationship expresses. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. And we do it a lot. We do it. It's all about us, being egocentrism. Forget about that. If you don't want to be loved, or you're afraid of love, then stay on your own, or get yourself healed, then go into a relationship. That's actually fairer. Oh my God. I need a minute. I need a moment, guys. I really do. Because, you know, I was seriously, I was expecting a totally different sympathy. Oh, you know, has got to help you, pray about it. No, not Dr. Sandey. You know that. You know with me, right? I just don't understand. It never ceases to amaze me. It's like every time, every day. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Every time he comes up with new things and new answers, new ways, new understanding, new wisdom. Really, I've never seen anyone like this. Can you believe it? Okay, enough of me and my ranting. So, seriously, so if you're not happy, you're afraid, please go and get yourself healed. Work on yourself before you go into a relationship. Because what you don't want to happen to you or you're afraid of, there's no need for you to give it to somebody else. Wow. Or to allow it to happen to somebody else through you. Wow. I'm shocked. I'm happy. I've learned. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So,
people should go and share the message.
yes. Guys, please share this. This is so interesting. Please share it. Share it. Thank you. So, okay, I don't understand this question, but I won't ask it yet. Somebody's saying that if you must have leisure or pleasure, how do you do that, DSA? Leisure or pleasure. Do you understand that, sir? I don't.
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
Your time for me is a time when I could be having fun with people, eating, drinking, but at the same time learning. Having fun, like one time I took out, after our HMT class, I took out our team to go on a visit to a place where, I'm going to have my birthday, and we're just, walking and sightseeing and doing excursion, but also, just fun time like that, but also learning at the same time. I don't like to do anything that is not progressing me, that is not making, so if I go to a party, I want to be learning there. So they could be doing joke or everything, but it also be educative. I want to, if I'm going to, swim or anything, to do anything that needs to be done, I must combine it with learning and exchanging and interaction, or that is probably what I would say my biggest leisure time is.
Okay, what about pleasure?
That's pleasure at the same time.
Okay, I actually witnessed this leisure time after HMT, guys. It was really nice. We went out, we had a good time seeing the place, talking, just chilling around Keep. It didn't even feel like Keep, really. I think I spoke about it. I did a video about it. And if I haven't, or you haven't seen it, it will be posted. It's about Dr. Sandey's venue. So if you go on YouTube, which is Sandey Adelaja Official, it would have the title venue, DSA Golden Jubilee venue. So check it out. That place is really nice. And if you're joining us for his birthday, which is from the 26th of May to the 28th of May, which is his actual birthday, it will be fantastic. You will be attending the venue as well, which will be on the 27th on the Saturday. So I can't wait. I cannot keep calm. I like how this I cannot keep calm is DSA's Golden Jubilee. Okay, guys, calm down. I'm calming down. Right. This question says we're going back again to the issue of relationship, the person with the love thing. And this person says, what about if the woman realizes that she feels this way after marriage? So she didn't know that she was hurt. The hurt is affecting her until she was already in marriage. How would she deal with that? I think I have an idea, but it's for you, it's not for me. So I'll let you answer that, please.
I think the person should talk to the husband straight and directly and be truthful about it, about her hurt and about how she's feeling. Then they must go to a therapist after that. They must go to a professional therapist, psychotherapist, to be able to give, some advice and medical therapy and treatment, psychological therapy on how she could get out of that situation. But she needs treatment. She needs professional touch.
Wow. This is interesting, sir, because, good thing you mentioned therapists. A lot of Christians, they frown against going to a therapist. They really think that it's wrong and it's not godly, or, it's not in the Bible, I don't know. But they frown against it because I've seen Christians suffer a lot, and they could do with going to a therapist, seeing a shrink somehow, but they refuse to because they don't. Even pastor have told me that needs therapy, or the children needs therapy, that it's not such a good idea for his children to go and see a therapist, and they suffer. So can you talk a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, well, it's part of lack of understanding. It's just like saying there used to be a time when Christians used to say there was no need for medical service. Christians were not going to the hospital and they were not using medical doctors. So the time has passed now. Now Christians use medical doctors. The same thing will happen with therapists. Pastors are not equipped enough to be psychotherapists, and so a time will come when people will know that psychological issues are real. Depression, stress, these things could happen to even Christians. Just like we have our physical body that needs medical attention, and God created medicine. It says the leaves and things, they're not just for eating, they're for health and healing as well. So also, just like we have three bodies. We have the body, physical body that we all see, it needs medical service, medical attention. We have the spiritual body. That's when people die, they see themselves standing and their body is separate. That's the spirit man. And that might be ministered to by God and prayers and spiritual touch, but healing and things. And then you also have the soul. The soul is an entity on its own, just like the body is. The soul is like a body too. You have your own soul. Yeah, that soul, when it's sick or breaks down, that is when you need therapists.
I'm hearing this for the first time. It's so new to me. The soul has its own body, so when the soul is sick, that's when you need therapists.
Like for example, I will not mention this week we just had a situation like that, and you are aware of this, Mayowa, of this particular person in my house that I tried to help. Everybody tried to help. The whole world tried to help, but we couldn't help her. But when this person was taken to see a therapist, one visit to the therapist totally changed her. More than 1 week or 2 weeks of prayers and fasting and effort that we try to do, that the whole world tries to, because we are not expert, we are not trained to take care of the issues of the soul. There are people who are trained to take care of the issues of the soul, who are experts in them. And they are the people who will be able to administer treatment to such needs. And you saw the difference in the life of this person.
Yes, I saw that firsthand. But the explanation you gave in terms of the spirit, soul, and the body is what really struck me. I've actually thought until now, the soul and the spirit for me are just the same, and the body is obviously my flesh. So to say when the soul is healed is when we need the therapist.
It's sick, yeah.
Sick is when we need the therapist. I have to kind of digest it to think about it, but it makes sense.
Yeah, because how do we sick? For example, if you are, most of the time when the soul is sick, we think it's spiritual attack. And that's why many people are looking for deliverance all the time. Or that's why people are saying that Satan is attacking them or demons are attacking them. But most of those cases, they are just the issues of the soul. It is their soul that is broken down. Maybe they are emotionally broken down, but physically they might be okay. But maybe they are in stress. They are stressed up. Physically they are okay, but they are damaged inside emotionally. Their soul is sick. They are having depression. They don't want to leave. When anybody tells you that they don't want to leave, or they feel like dying, or they feel like giving up, or they lose interest in everything. When you lose interest in everything, it's not that you are sick. Physically, you are okay. And spiritually, you can still go into church and pray and do, but when you finish doing all that, you still lose interest in everything. When you find it difficult to wake up in the morning, when you find it difficult to even do what you would normally do before, when you can't sleep or you sleep too much, or when, nothing gives you joy anymore. It's not about, well, we're just praying, and you don't want, before you like to pray, you have to be enthusiastic, you do things, but you cannot do it anymore. You are sick inside. It's your soul that is sick.
Wow. Oh my God. I can't believe this. This is something new totally to me. Okay, right. So do you have any teaching, anything on this? Because yes. I really need to get this. It makes so much sense. So, oh my God. Guys, it's your soul. All this, okay.
I've never done it, so I've not got there yet. So maybe one time we'll be able to get there one day.
This is like brain open. This is amazing. It's your soul that is sick when you go through all those things. I can't believe that. I've never thought of that. I thought soul and spirit are the same because they're not tangible. And then your body, obviously, I know it's your body, your flesh, but to say it's your soul that is sick. Wow. This is so profound. I can't wait for you to teach on this. I really need to learn. Wow. You know how many people will benefit from this? This might also be linked, like Dr. Sandey said, to needing deliverance, thinking that you have spiritual attack.
Right now, these psychologists, psychotherapists have discovered a new word, a new terminology that is called psychosematics. Psychosematics is what it means. Psychosematics, it means this when the soul is sick. That is when you cannot find any physical disruption in the body. You are not sick, but you are not well. And it's not that you are demon possessed or your spirit is sick. You are be a Christian, but you are okay as a Christian. You know God, you could pray, you could go to church, you could be a pastor, you could be a pastor's wife or a pastor, but maybe you just gave birth, or maybe you just went through a stressful time. It could be after birth stress. It could be pregnancy complications or something. It could just be life. It could just be tiredness when you're just weary of everything. And physically, you are not tired. You could have good movement sometimes, but sometimes you come back into the deep hole. It's like you're in a hole and you are limited. It's like you are bound inside. So when all that happens, it's your soul that is crying for help. It's your soul that is tired. It's your soul that needs attention. So it's called psychosomatics. So this psychosomatic situation, people are going through it every time. And people will just tell you, go for deliverance or and you go for that deliverance, you get even more frustrated. They are doing, you just get irritated and annoyed, and you just go out of church, and then you don't even want to go to church anymore because you hate church, you just stop going anywhere. It's because of people who are in depression. And a lot of parents have children, especially children have their soul sick when they are in their teenage age. When they're teenagers on their puberty time, that's when people don't understand them because they are sick inside. It is the time of the sickness of the soul. So, and instead of the parents to try to understand them and talk to them and give them professional help, because teenagers have depression, they have teenage depression. But we just begin to say, go and pray, go to church, do this, do this. We put all necessary pressure on them until they just walk out on us and go to the world.
Jeez. Guys, wow. This is something else. Can you believe yesterday when Pastor was talking, Dr. Sandey was talking about developing himself in different areas, not just as a pastor, that he understands everything. You might underestimate him, but look at this answer today and what he's given us. I mean, I've been in church for so long that, nobody have ever explained something like this to me. And everything is usually spiritual or is physical. And everything, the antidote to everything is just to pray. Not even thinking that it is God that actually gives those people wisdom to even be able to help you. they develop themselves. They're inspired by God as well. But look at this answer that is just given over this issue about the soul. It's the soul that is actually sick. Have you ever thought of the soul being sick? Wow, wow, wow. I feel so privileged to be here and also to be doing this. Wow, this is something else. Thank you so much for this answer. I can't wait for the day that is going to do this topic so that we can all learn more, because we need to. The number of people that have been destroyed, the people that are suffering even right now. Guys, please, can you share this? Please, please, please. Please share this, because somebody out there, especially this part of it, somebody needs it. Somebody needs to understand, hear this, and know that it's a soul that is sick. They're not having spiritual attack. They're not having demons chasing them. There's nothing about that. It is just a soul that is sick, that needs help. Please, I feel like, I don't know how I can spread this enough. Please, guys, help us out. Help me out. Help your girl out. Share this. Please. Somebody needs it. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, we're running out of time. We have actually run out of time. But let's ask one more question, sir, please, if you don't mind. Okay, for the person that's asking me about their congratulatory message, please send it. I don't mind. I will take it. I know I gave a deadline, but it's all right. You know, I'm in a good mood, you know. So send it to me. Send your congratulatory messages, and I will still upload them. Thank you very much. So, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, this person that's asking about divorce, I'm two minds, but let me ask it anyway. But I think Pastor already answered this question, but let me just raise it. Says some pastors are passing through divorce. Is this the will of God?
There is no way divorce will be the will of God. Divorce is never the will of God. God is against divorce. God hates divorce. But is they are what they call it, permissive will of God, and their perfect will of God. So I would say divorce is not. It might be a permissive will of God, but it's not a perfect will of God. And also, I'm not an advocate of divorce. There might be a need for people to be separated, but it's not the same thing as divorce. Separated for some time, especially both of them are Christians. But if there is an unbeliever involved, then the believer, the Bible says, is free.
Well, there you have it. You heard the permissive will of God and the perfect will of God. So if you're in a relationship, you're in marriage, pastor, whoever you are, and it's not working out, permissive will of God. They may be. So quoting Dr. Sandey is may be. This may be the permissive will of God. Okay? So for all those religious people that are out there, don't go and quote him that says you can divorce. Okay? I know what you guys get up to. But well. It's all fun and game here. We love having Dr. Sandey. And so honestly, simply with so much wisdom, I cannot get enough. Obviously, I can't, because you see that as soon as he answers a question, it's like my head is just open. It's like the light bulb just comes up. So, guys, I thank you for your time today. I just want to keep it an hour. We've just gone over an hour. So again, we'll see you same time tomorrow. We will see you. Keep your questions coming. Let's add it to the list and ask him the questions. So keep it coming. Thank you for all your lovely comments. Let me read some of your comments quickly before we go. Thank you so much, guys. You've been amazing this evening. So, who do we have here? Thank you, Pastor. Somebody is saying, Omiye Mary said that. Onye Mary, sorry for not pronouncing your name correctly. Pastor Nikki, you can watch it later. I can't scroll very well. Queen Elizabeth wants us to cut some of this questions and answers so that it can be listened to separately. Hello, Pastor Natalia. Not deliverance, but new knowledge. Yes, that's it. Church shift. Somebody, Theophilus, said that. Psychosomatic. That's what Pastor said in regards to the soul. So check it out. That's a good one, Jane. Thank you for writing it down so you can check out, start reviewing, studying about psychosomatic. Yes. Share, please. Thank you guys for saying to each other that you need to share. Mountain of Ignorance, Elizabeth says, part 2. Oh, finally some common sense and not mumbo jumbo. Hingledy, pingledy. Anastasia, thank you. I think that was regards to your answers, that finally some common sense. That's so true about teenagers. A young boy shot himself some days ago. Wow. Oh, God. Gosh. Nkiro. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Ignorance is deep. Thank you, Oluwatoyin. Profound teaching, Winfred said, sir. Religion has been killing souls. Yes, it has. Thank you, Julie. You feel your prayer is not being answered in church and frustrated. Yes, that's true. You do, Faith. Thank you. Life event can trigger soul sickness. Yes. Thank you. To my understanding now, I know the difference. There's a book, okay, by Watchman Nee. Open me up to this truth, the spirit. Okay. Thank you, Former. Elizabeth, clapping for you, sir. Amazing. That's Julie. Your soul is the seat of your mind. Adeola, good evening. Millions of people needs it. Thank you, Elizabeth. Please share this. And share it with your groups as well, even on WhatsApp. Please do. Lack of motivation and unwillingness to carry on is soul sickness. Yes, Chinwei. Wow, that's true. That's why I love DSA, Elizabeth. It's got love. Soul is where emotion takes place. So I agree with DSA. That's from Joyce. Wow, DSA, you are a genius. That's another one from Faith. Good evening, DSA family. Just joining, going to watch later. Thank you, Patty. How are you, Patty? Thank you for the lovely comments the other day. I appreciate it. Thank you. Wow, Mary said. You are right, sir. Man is a tripartite being. Spirit, soul, and body. All aspects needs attention. Yes, informal. Well put. Thank you very much. Very true, DSA. Okay, guys, I can see that you enjoyed this time this evening, and also the questions and the answers that you received from DSA. So please share this, and you can always go back and watch it. That's why we try to keep it an hour so that it's not too long. Okay, so watch this back. And with Facebook, you can also fast forward to the part that you want. But I recommend personally to rewatch the whole thing. It's only an hour. You can do it while you're doing something else. So give it a go and share with people. Share on your page. Send it to your friends. They need this, especially about the soul and about something else, and about relationship, and about marriage, and about everything. I need everything. Send it all, please.
No, but just what concerns the...
Yes. Okay.
Just every question.
Okay. Well, DSA just said to me that it's what concerns the individual. So send that as well.
Not individual. What concerns DSA 50th birthday. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so I'm talking about something else here.
Oh, sorry.
I'm saying that you should send this message, this teaching today, to send it this evening, to send it to all your friends, because of all the questions that have been answered here. But DSA also reminded me by saying what he said, that also send your congratulatory messages.
No. I'm talking about sending their questions.
Okay, we're getting our wires crossed, but send your congratulatory messages, right? Send your questions for this question time for tomorrow, and send this video when we finish to your friends, to your family, to people that may need it. So there's 3 things that you need to send. There's quite a lot. Send your comments, your questions, send it to us so that we can put it on the list. We've still got a few days to go, so get your thinking cap on and send your comments. Secondly, send your congratulatory messages to me, and then I will make use of it the way I should. And then number 3, send this to, oh, I think I've said that already. Well, send all the messages. So send this message, send previous messages that Dr. Sandey have answered. So thank you so much. I think it's getting late. I need to go to bed as well. But I'm not going to bed. I'm only kidding. I'm not going to bed. But I appreciate time with you. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Yay! I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to all your questions. So keep them coming. Okay? And Dr. Sandey coming back with more wisdom. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care and thank you.